time, getting to know the person behind the name.
Loyisa, please just tell us a bit about yourself. Where are you from, where you grew up, and what it's all about.
I'm from Cape Town, grew up in Cape Town. About it, really. I don't know. I don't have a whole thesis about where I grew up, but I'm from Cape Town. I grew up in Cape Town, yeah.
And when did you come to Joburg?
5 years ago.
So, like, the things that you talk about in your shows,
Yeah.
where does all of that come from?
From everyday life. Like, I look around me, I could talk about this, I could talk about I talk about anything. I mean, it's not inspired from a particular thing. It's just like, you know, where do you get your movie inspirations if you're a movie writer? From everyday life, you know? Yeah, I don't get it from any specific place, if you know what I mean.
And how do you know that something is going to be funny? How do you know that
You
people
don't
are gonna
know.
like it?
You just have to try it out. If they don't like it, they don't like it. If they like it, they like it. But you hope that they like it. But most of the time, they do like it. So it's cool. You know that.
And
The boom is in shot.
have you ever had moments where you were like, oh man, I should have left that one out, or
All the time. Like, sometimes you're like, I should have done that. It just happens. It happens. It's like comedy. It's like if you play soccer and sometimes you miss. It's like you don't score all the time. You might be the leading goal scorer in the league, but you don't score all the time. You have probably like a 60% scoring rate, given the opportunities that you take. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it happens. Sometimes you're like, you know what I mean? It just happens.
what advice would you give to kids who would like to get into the industry?
Look, man, it's not what you think, actually. You gotta understand it. You You really have to understand what's going on. You gotta understand your contracts. You really have to understand it. I mean, I've been doing it since 17, so my understanding of what goes on in entertainment in South Africa is probably will be broader than a person who's just started yesterday, you know. But you have to understand it. I can't emphasize how much you have to emphasize it. And you can't get into it because you want money. First of all, there's not enough money. And second of all, you should never do anything for money. Money has to be the money will always come, because money will always be there. So you just have to be good at what you do. If you write, be the best writer. If you play soccer, you're the best soccer. If you're the doctor, be the best doctor. If you're a lawyer, be the best lawyer. And the money will always come. You know what I mean? You can't go to school and say, I'm going to do this because of money. That's a very wrong attitude to approach for something that you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's me.